back to the third episode of Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Today we're going to be playing the third Umbrella Special Forces mission, Lights Out. With Umbrella's paper trail at City Hall destroyed, Wolfpack is ordered to suppress another threat to Umbrella's reputation: survivors. But with an old enemy and his new friends in the way, killing innocent people isn't as easy as Wolfpack thought. Well, if you take the murder and the implied killing of civilians out of that, it almost sounds like an episode of Fuller House being described. I did a little bit of leveling off camera just so I could get a burst rifle. I've actually... Let's see what our cinematic is here before I continue.
A number of survivors in Raccoon City may still have information that could damage the corporation. We don't have time to hunt them down individually.
Wait, Commander, what survivors could have that information?
We can't let anything get out that might link us to the outbreak. We're sending you some electromagnetic pulse generators that you will use.
Electromagnetic pulse generators.
The supply chopper is inbound with the generators.
Commander,
City Hospital, top helipad.
are you sure that's a good idea? Alright, ladies, welcome back, everyone. Wolfpack in the house. We're too sweet. Let's explore around. Commander, if you're listening to this, I know occasionally you get tired of me asking questions here, but an electromagnetic pulse generator, are you sure that's a thing that we have as a pharmaceutical company and just in general as humanity? Because if it's a pulse, that doesn't actually work that way, sir. It sounds like what you're referring to is a high energy radio frequency or HERF weapon. Because a pulse is just that. It's a blast of energy. Yes, EMP is real, but you can't just keep one-upping it like that. Because unless you're shielding the pulse generator itself against electromagnetic pulse, then it's going to burn itself out after one use. Ooh, antiviral spray. It's going to burn itself out after one use, almost like a regular bomb, which... Keycard? That's why I skipped the corner door up here. But anyway, Commander, I feel like it's going to burn itself out after the first use. Why can't we just do this with grenades? I mean, just curious. I know... Ooh, if I had more ammo. I know you're in charge of this mission and get tired of my... Four eyes, perfect, please. And get tired of my nonsense, but... I feel like we're kind of breaking science here. Ooh. Don't you hate those doors in hospitals?
Umbrella Security Service. Hope you haven't forgotten.
Oh, Nikolai, how are you, man?
I see you escaped, my little diversion at City Hall.
Well, you made a mistake.
Nikolai.
You turned your back on the Wolfpack.
Unfortunately, my client can't have you interfering with our little side project. So, I've rigged up a few toys to keep you busy.
Oh, awesome. Like an erector set or connects? Oh, I'm too close to that. I like this burst rifle. I think that zombie legit jumped up the wall as I shot it. Go back to Samurai Edge. Yeah, I didn't think so. As those doors closed, I was going to mention, don't you just hate those annoying things at hospitals? But I was curious as to whether or not they actually included the mechanics behind those auto-shutting doors. And it doesn't look like they did. Kill the bomb zombies, ladies. Everybody okay? Why in the world would you find yourself up there during that little fight? Check here. Oh, I got an idea. Oh, no way! There's no way! Oh, man, I honestly didn't think they would have had, like, advanced enough destructible environments in this game for that to work. Well, that ruined what I was going to do. I was going to make just a joke about we should have made our suits out of the stuff they made the balloons out of. But the game outsmarted me.
My little contraption seemed to be working perfectly.
We're still alive, Nikolai. It didn't work unless your goal was to give us bullet sponge experience. I can't think of another word there. I used two adjectives and for absolutely no noun. I failed to English there. I like this burst rifle. Wish there was a way to take the scope off though. Ah! No! I'm not sure which of you ladies did that, but thank you. I'm completely worthless without you. I want to explore again. Exit. Those explosives almost look like he just rigged some sort of a traffic sign with a grenade. It is! It's a traffic sign! Where did you two come from? Is there any data in here where I can unlock some stuff? I'm kind of horrible, but you ladies know this. If I can get another. Yeah, it is. It's one of those small little traffic signs. With what I would imagine is intended in universe to be C4 or a grenade, but contrary to what games and movies would have you believe, those can actually be destroyed safely with gunfire. Believe it or not, a lot of times to disarm bombs in the real world, the bomb squad or the military, whoever's on site, depending on how much time we have left, will either destroy it with a controlled explosion or just straight shoot it. Shotguns are wildly effective at disarming bombs. I got spit on. Ooh, bathroom.
Nice.
I mean, me personally, I've never really had a problem with prying eyes. This just seems a little sketchy. And I don't think I've ever seen a bathroom without a window. We've got a trash can here, but no paper towels. Okay. This must be the women's room, but yeah. Ladies, I hope none of you have to go. We're just gonna leave that. I'm gonna assume that it's an unfinished part of the hospital, because that is wildly sexist. There's half the bathroom options, twice the space. Just seems kind of, yeah.
Doesn't sound good. Be ready for anything.
Be ready for anything. Oh, liquors. I'm gonna shoot it in the butt. Oh! I hate liquors in this game. Oh, it's still alive. My crotch shot him to do it. No! See if the samurai will take him out quicker. It's ironic that a sidearm in this game. That's awesome. Anyway, it's ironic that a sidearm in this game is one of the more. Thank you, bros. It's one of the more effective weapons. Lickers, can you please lick the zombies? Oh, I gotta get some help. Don't really think about it, but the licker's tongue latching onto you is a damaging attack. That's something that I feel like Resident Evil needs to bring back. They need to bring back some variant of the licker. Oh. Oh, that's one of ours, okay. Go in there!
Delta Team, the EMP supply chopper is inbound. Get to the roof.
Commander, it's me again. If we've got a chopper inbound that's carrying that kind of tech, allegedly, does it have missiles? We don't have to have anything super advanced like the Wave Rider Super Mach missile, but, you know, just something that we could perhaps shoot the power plant?
I was thorough.
Or, maybe we could just go and cut a few cables at a junction. If a little bit of rain in the winter can knock out power to entire cities, I don't think it should be that hard. I mean, the Joker can knock out power with one stick of dynamite, and here we are bringing in stuff that I'm pretty sure Captain Kirk would call BS on to fix it. I've always wondered why the laptops unlocks gallery stuff. Wait, what? 079, is that you? Wait a second. Yeah, I feel kind of dumb now. When I was on the ground floor, I made a bit of a wise comment about why would you be up here to need an herb and that, but now I understand. It's actually clever level design. Which I gotta say is one thing that Operation Raccoon City does excel at. The level design is enjoyable. I know I said this before in the, these look like somebody made a hippie oil lamp out of microfusion cells. Ladies, you got a Gauss rifle? While we're bringing in EMPs, we may as well bring in Gauss rifles.
Watch out.
Hold the ground. Okay, well. Sorry, Lupo. That was actually awesome. Ladies, you did fantastically. I have, once again, shamed us all. Me run around like an idiot looking for data before I go up there to the helipad. And I've lost my train of thought while on the way up here. He kind of looks like the comedian in the comics. The Watchmen comics. Though I did enjoy the movie adaptation, the comedian was even more of a piece of human refuse in the comics. I'm curious, it's been a very long time since I played Resident Evil 3. We'll get to that eventually, but I wonder if there's actually a scene where that syncs up.
This is on fire. We need to get out of here immediately.
The roof! The roof!
Things are getting hot over here.
Do not let Nikolai get hold of those EMP charges. Get to that crash site and recover them immediately.
Commander, I don't think there's too much danger in him recovering those, but okay. New data! That's music. Ishmael, Ahab, you guys in here too? Watch out for the floating boy. Oh crap, no. Oh, he died on the... Just a second, ladies, I'm lost, I'm sorry. Let's go this way. We'll take the herb.
We can exit through there. Hurry.
Oh, thank goodness, I was not the only one that ran through the fire. Ah!
Open fire.
I keep trying to change my weapon. That was awesome. I keep trying to change my weapon on the fly and quit turning. What is burning here? Well, that is a trap and a half right there. The herb right there in the flames. Yeah, I don't really need the ammo, but waste not, want not. Oh crap! I almost walked right into that ceiling mine. Yes, go hide in the flames there, reptilian creature. I think I remember what I was saying earlier. I was talking about the lickers. Lickers are an enemy that I'd really like to see come back in the modern Resident Evil games. That was a very interesting fire weapon that had a lot of potential. We're out in the town. Nice. Yeah, the Leaker had a lot of potential as a long-term enemy, and one of the very few things that I felt like the movies did better than the games was introducing the idea that as the Lickers fed on fresh DNA sources, they themselves would begin to evolve new traits. That could make for a very interesting Nemesis-type enemy. Bar's Tavern. Well, yeah, Barry's Tavern. Well,
alright.
So much for me being a wise guy. The game has outsmarted me yet again.
Move slow.
Oh, we got humans. This is why I bought this rifle. Because I absolutely am horrendous at humans. No! No! I'm bleeding.
Take cover!
Light grenade!
No!
Watch out!
Take cover! Grenade!
I gotta get to Bertha. Sorry, Bertha. I'm fairly certain a lot of that was my fault.
Stay alert.
But yeah, an ever-evolving Licker would be an awesome concept for a long-term enemy within a Resident Evil game. Oh my! Oh no! I did not know infected teammates would turn. Well, we're learning. Who would have thought the cure for the T-virus is to simply kill someone and then revive them? Yeah, it'd be an interesting concept, kind of like what I feel like they were going for with Ustanok and 6, and it just didn't quite turn out properly. But there's a lot of issues with that game. We'll get more into detail with those when we eventually play that one. I feel like there is a good game hidden in 6. You just gotta look for it. Not climb, but proceed.
Chopper crashed near that clock
Raccoon
tower.
Park.
Keep an eye out for Nikolai.
Clock tower. No, don't worry about it, guys. That's Raccoon Park and Clock Tower. We don't actually have to go there. That's cut content now. Click data. Click data. Pump action shotgun. I think we can actually infer here that this lady may have been an Umbrella employee or agent. And the set design in this game is beautiful. It's one of the things that it did so well.
Not bad.
It's one of the things that I praised in my first part of this playthrough, that we got radiation. Is there an atom bomb? Oh, that's the EMP. Okay. Yeah, we're probably going to talk about that later. yeah, the set design, the atmosphere, these were the things that this game did right. I love how he just crotched himself. Hi, I'm a zombie. Welcome to Jackass. Run away! Where's the other Geiger counter? EMP. And oh, flashing light. I think it's it. Yep. Oh no!
EMP secured. Need one more.
If you want the last EMP charge, come get it.
Okay.
It's Nikolai.
Wolfpack, take him out. You need that EMP.
If you say so, Commander. I'm still not entirely sure why we can't use... Oh no! Come on, get up, get up, get up. Okay, run. I'm still not entirely sure why we can't just use conventional explosives.
Someone distracting the suppressive fire so we can move.
Ha! You fools don't even know what you are doing. Do you really think that I could have done this all alone, comrade?
Well, to be honest, Nikolai, I never really questioned it.
How did I know about your precious EMP devices? My client gave me your comm channel.
Okay.
That's right. I've been gathering combat data for Operation Watchdog. You have been most useful in assisting me.
I like that I can actually toss grenades in there.
My client wants this information. They will have to pay for it, and neither you or them can stop me.
Yeah, to be honest, Nikolai, I never really questioned any of that. Because, you're not the most over-the-top, unbelievable person. I'm fairly certain the commander's T-virus vaccine was contaminated with thalidomide, but that's neither here nor there. This is a really interesting boss fight. I'd be curious to free the camera and go up there. It's not, I don't have the knowledge or software for that, but if any of the 5 people that'll watch this do, definitely go up there and check it out. This could have very easily just been him up there on a standard 2D plane with a very limited script. But instead it is a fully 3D environment from what I can tell, and he's actually actively interacting with it. Because the grenades don't just go up there and disappear, they bounce around. So there might actually be a fair amount of map rendered up here. Yeah, I mean the first grenade missed there, so there's at least something up there behind this fly. Oh. So yeah, I mean that'd be like I looked up and thought my capture stopped recording. Yeah, that'd be an interesting thing to look into if someone has the time, the patience, and the equipment.
Nikolai is not a priority. Disengage and proceed to the power plant immediately. We need to deactivate that power grid.
Commander, it's me again. I know you're tired of it, but didn't you just tell us that we need to stop? Don't blink. Don't blink. Don't blink. But didn't you tell us that we needed to stop Nikolai to... Huh. to play your piano. But didn't you tell us that we needed to stop Nikolai and get the EMP back from him? Now you're changing your mind. Yeah, I tend to believe, Commander, that Nikolai is the only person in this game that's actually telling us the truth. I love the clock tower. Beautiful, beautiful environment. Very iconic. I can only hope that it was cut out of the 3-make for time and budget. Alright, let's get a closer look at the... Oh, I got another hippie lamp. So this is an EMP generator. Ladies, I think the Commander might be a little full of it, because this honestly looks like the hood vent filter assembly for an industrial fryer with a flashing light. And why in the world are the bolts so big? What are those bolting on? What's the power source for this thing?
We've retrieved the EMPs. Standing by for mission update.
Wolfpack management is not sure what's motivating Nikolai, but he seems to have ulterior motives.
I'd say money, Commander.
Keep looking into it.
Money's probably what's motivating him. He's a mercenary. Not to be an offensive cur, but it's a good thing we found that EMP in a chapel, because I'm pretty sure you need a miracle to actually make that hunk of aluminum into a functional weapon, unless you pack it full of 20 pounds of tannerite. And this is kind of shameful. I mean, I know they're in the middle of an outbreak, but that's like 4 months worth of garbage for a church. So the trash people were just on strike. Okay, the whole reason I got this burst rifle was for better accuracy against human opponents, and headshots seem to do very little with it.
Take cover!
Down here. Okay. Oh, no.
Grenade!
I do have a special ability set where I can cloak, but...
I'm out.
But I have absolutely no idea how to use it. It's not select. I don't know how to use that ability. Does anybody have a healing? What's that? I don't want to pause to try to look it up online, but I'd really like to know. Here, Lupo, stand still.
Hold still.
Okay. I'd really like to know how to use that ability. Sorry. Just with me, first aid spray, grenade, antiviral, action, reloaded. It's Y. Okay. Okay. Now I know. And knowing was half the battle. Alright, I don't know if I'd started mentioning this earlier, but I have a bit of a three-peat curse when it comes to capturing this game. Every single part that I put out has been the third attempt. The first attempt was the best of the worst. Like you may or may not have been able to understand me saying it. Heavy machine gun. Yes. Because of all the noise, but I was trying to balance my voice to in-game audio where it sounded like I was legitimately there. We're back in the house!
Command, we've reached the power plant.
But turns out the game was drowning out my audio all the way, and I decided to go ahead and upload it because it allows you to see my growth. You know, we can't just bury the worst parts of ourselves. We have to try to be better. Okay, they're just... I use my ability. Yeah, we can't ignore when we make a mistake. We gotta try to learn from it, you know. Boy, this game is horrible. Ladies, I'm really counting on you to pull it out here. Because I will be worthless, I promise. Oh no, First, no. But as I was saying, I had this artistic idea in mind for the first part to equalize my voice so I actually sounded like I was Vector, and I failed with it, but I learned. The second video is much better. So far I got one view on it, but you know what? Rome wasn't built in a day. I'm hoping somebody enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing it, rediscovering this game. Anybody that wants to join me for those explorations, awesome. I appreciate it. But this is my third attempt at recording this one as well. First time the capture just plain stopped working. We're going to kill and revive Luke before we go any further here. Now, I'm not entirely sure of what caused it. I believe it was the old flash drive that I was using wasn't making a proper connection. So far, the new one seems to be working just fine.
I got with your security service dog. Time to finish this.
Nikolai's back. He's on the catwalk. Kill him.
I'm gonna hide. Yeah, that attempt went awry because capture failed, and I tried again. Got very close to where I was, but oh no. But the game itself can be very difficult, and I wound up getting killed repeatedly. No! That was my bad. Just like this. So I turned the difficulty down, got a little more practice.
Copy that. Plant the EMP charges on the generators and knock out that power.
As you can see, I'm no better.
Spec eyes. They must be protecting the power grid.
I think my big issue here is this is a very long haul section.
Really hard. Hold still, I fixed it.
I mean, this is a massive gunfight with limited healing and no checkpoints. So all those factors, I got frustrated, and started uploading something else and decided to come back later when I'd been able to address those issues that I'm rambling about here.
One more charge to go.
Security service dogs.
Nikolai's back. He's on the catwalk. Kill him.
Well, that was a failure.
Incoming.
Oh no. That was a great time to run out of ammo. Oh, I'm back to this rifle. Might actually serve me better than that other piece of garbage. Okay, I think Nikolai's gone now, so we're going to try the next generator here. Which that is an extraordinarily cheap spot right there when you're playing single player. Co-op is probably much more manageable. At this point, I'm just straight up taking damage. That's a cheap death trap if I've ever seen one. I'm gonna let my health regenerate a little bit, or not my health, my special regenerate a little bit here. And then I'm going to start reviving teammates. See? Got to be very careful here because I
need cover.
really can't afford to do this over again. Several reasons. Time is short for me. My standard 9 to 5 job I'm going to have to go to here very soon. And I also really have to go to the bathroom and don't want to just pee myself. Stayed on the forklift. Get everybody revived. Kill the guy with the gun. Okay. Grenades and antivirals.
Look at this.
Ah, you're the me of them. Okay. Alright, we're in better shape now. Let's set this second one, hope for the best. I don't think I said it.
Charge set. One more to go.
Hide out down here for a minute. Oh no. Sloop, no. I think I can get to her. Yeah, really showing off my lack of skill with this game and probably genre in general. But yeah, I tend to do substantially worse than my AI colleagues. My strategy is pretty much just do what I can and then keep reviving my teammates. Because they are head and shoulders better than I am. You guys have seen it. Oh! Shot him in the wee-wee. Oh, he's still alive!
Target set. Detonate.
Hopefully that is the end of the mission, because I was one more slip up away from having to repeat that, and I might have cried.
Grid's down. Our job's done. No need to keep fighting. Leave those bastards in the dark.
Commander, I feel like there were a dozen ways to do that better. An A grade? No. I did not deserve an A rank. I'm horrible. Well, anyway, that was the third mission. Our next one, Gone Rogue, will be up later on. Once again, thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed the show.